Today's demo is going to be led by Laura Matthews. She is a Senior Solutions Consultant here at JRNI. She's going to walk you through the platform and some of the key features that are helping businesses drive high-value conversions and customer engagement. For those of you who aren't familiar with JRNI's appointment application, I just want to take a second to highlight the reason why companies partner with us. Our customers are looking to provide a better experience for their customers, allowing them to engage online or offline, allowing them to start and end their journey anywhere, regardless of channel. We know that for high-value transactions, despite all the technology we've put in place, there really isn't a replacement for human-to-human interaction, and it's a key opportunity for businesses to increase revenue and increase customer lifetime value. If you think about your own businesses and you look at the leads that you generate online, they really offer some of the lowest conversion rates unless you move them to a different channel or you move them down the digital funnel. If you can get a customer to actually come in store, to visit you in the branch, that conversion rate skyrockets to over 1 in 5. So when that consumer is more deeply invested with your brand and can access appointments, basket size or their order value sees a 3 to 10 time increase, which represents a huge opportunity for businesses like yours to take advantage of. So I'm going to turn it over to Laura, and she's going to show you a glimpse of how JRNI can help you get closer to your customers to help engage them in new ways. Laura?
Thanks, Nancy. So today I'm going to show you our platform from 3 lenses. The first lens will be the customer side, so what your customers will see on your website. The second lens will be the in-store admin. And then the third lens will be those corporate HQ level staff members. The JRNI platform actually has a number of applications, including queuing, events, appointments. As Nancy said, I'm going to focus on the appointment side of things today. If you do have any questions about those other applications, please let us know in the Q&A. So the first lens I'll show you is the customer side. We have JRNI has many different methods of implementing these customer journeys on your website, including a headless architecture. You could use our APIs, documentation online. But what I'm going to show you today is our adaptable journeys. So these are fast to implement, fast to go to market. They have thousands of permutations of different routings, of different variations of the pages, and they're flexible and brandable as well. So they don't look like they're JRNI branded. They can be branded to any brand that you have internally. This screen I'm showing you now could be initialized from any channel. So, for example, you could have it from have it initialized from your website. You could have it initialized from a mobile app, from a marketing email or SMS, which moves me to also describe to you that they are completely resizable. So if you were looking at this on a mobile phone screen or on a tablet, they would be responsible. So the first screen is pick a location for this bank. So this could be from your existing pick a location functionality on your website, or it could be from Google Reserve, for example. So I'm going to put in my postcode. I could also use my current location, which would take the location of my browser, but I'm just going to put in Boston here. I then see the list of locations that are nearby. I'm going to go for the Seaport location because that's near my workplace. I then see the list of services that location offers. One of the things I'm interested in looking at today, I guess, as a customer is a mortgage. At this point, I just choose my time and date. I'm going to go in on my Friday lunchtime. At this point, the customer journey will receive information, will ask information from me. So I'm going to fill in my first name, last name, email address, mobile phone number. We are GDPR compliant, so I'll also check my data protection policy. And then I get to review my booking. I can see where it is. I can see a quick summary of the time and date, and I can see a map. I'll confirm that. At this point, my booking is confirmed. I can see a reference number, which will help me will help me identify my booking at a later date if I want to speak to an admin staff, if I want to speak to a call center staff, for example. I also receive an email at this point to confirm my booking. I can receive a text message as well, and a link in those notifications can help me to reschedule my appointment, which will reduce no-shows. So if somebody reschedules or has the ability to reschedule or cancel their appointment themselves, then you can optimize the time of your staff members. I also have the possibility at this point to add this to my calendar. So regardless of what type of calendaring app I use, I can add it at that point. I also have the possibility to print it. The next thing I'm going to show you is a different use case. So we were looking at a banking use case before, and now I'm going to show you a more retail-focused use case. And also in showing you this, I'm showing you the different permutations of our flexible journeys. This one is starting off with picking a service, whereas the one before was starting off with pick a location. So you can change around the routing of these flexible journeys, which just enables you to direct customers into making a booking in the way that suits that person at that time. And this is something we see often in retail as well. So they'll want to choose their type of service first and then see where that service is available at, rather than the other way around. So I'm going to pick wedding consultation. And then I see the pick a location store screen, as I was saying. Again, as before, I'm just going to put in my location. I'm going to select the closest location. And I see a time and date selector page, much like before. At this point, I'm going to enter in my personal information. And on this journey, I've configured some questions that are asked. And this really helps the staff member who's going to be taking that appointment to really understand that customer before they come in and be prepared for that. So I'm going to put my shoe size in, my dress size, and then also when is my wedding. So let's say I've got a summer wedding in 2020, and that will help as I said, the store advisor who's going to be taking that appointment think about, well, is it going to be a summer wardrobe that I'm interested in looking at on that day in my wedding consultation. Again, I'm going to check my data protection policy, go forward to the next screen, quickly review my booking, and press confirm. And as before, I'll see my confirmation page. We've recently redesigned our store admin pages. So this is the next lens that I'd like to show you. They are intuitive, they're tablet optimized. So you can imagine that somebody logging in from in-store can just log in from their tablet. They could or log in from anywhere that has is browser and internet enabled. The first page you'll see when you log in is this calendar page. So this page is really optimized for a branch manager. I can see all of my staff members who work at this location down on the left-hand side. I can see all the times of today across the right-hand side. I can also go forward to other days and select certain days here as well. So the 3 tasks that I might want to do on this page are make a new booking. So somebody walks into the location and I can press this and make a new booking, and I go through a booking journey much like before. Or I can move an appointment from one place to another. Let's say, for example, that Lisa has said that she can't come in tomorrow because she's going to be sick. So I can very quickly and easily see that this could be a problem. She's got an appointment at 9 o'clock tomorrow, but I'm just going to quickly drag that to somebody else who can take that appointment. And at this point, I get the option to either send that notification to the customer or not, depending on the situation. Does that customer mind that that's going to be a different advisor? Do they have a relationship with that advisor, or does it not matter who they see? The other task I can do from this page is just cancel. So if a customer phones me up and says, I can't make my appointment, you can just click on it and easily press cancel there. At this point, you may be thinking, well, this screen looks great, but our in-store staff already use a calendaring tool, and this repeats quite a lot of that functionality in a calendaring tool that they already use. For example, what if they already use Outlook, or what if they already use Google Calendar? Well, we have a real-time bidirectional sync with those 2 calendaring options, and that enables you to, instead of training your staff members to use a new tool that maybe you don't want to have to train them to do, you could keep them using their existing tool that they're used to using. So they're logging into their Outlook. As soon as they get an appointment, it will sync straight through to their Outlook. It will give all of the information that they need about that appointment. Maybe if they have some personal events on their personal calendar as well. So put their dentist appointment, for example, that will in real time sync through to the availability in our platform. So they'll always be up to date. And they don't have to necessarily use our tool to know what people are coming in on that day. The other thing we've seen that's useful to a retail or a banking example or use case is the check-in screen. So this is really optimized for somebody who is standing at the front of a store location or a branch with a tablet. And they can see a list of people who are coming in that day. So right now I can see that on the Tuesday, the 25th of June, which is today, I've got 3 people coming in. I can see very quickly who's overdue. So I can see that somebody was supposed to be coming in earlier, but didn't come in, maybe. So I'm going to mark them as a no-show. I can also say, well, this person has just actually come in the door, and as they come in, I can talk to them and mark them as arrived. And at that point, I can also mark them as being seen, mark them as completed. And obviously, this isn't quite a realistic timestamps. That would usually happen with more time in between. But you can see that gathering this sort of information for a whole day or for a week would be incredibly valuable. And of course, all of the data that we do collect, all of those timestamps that we collect, are completely reportable on afterwards. So if you've got this sort of information in the system, and you can start to really get very valuable information about what's going on in your stores. For example, I can see that people are waiting a long time to be seen, or I can see that these appointment lengths, they're actually about half as long as what I thought they were going to be. I put them down as half an hour. There's half an hour blocked out of the staff's calendar, but they're only spending 15 minutes doing that. And you can really get some very valuable information out of that. The other thing you can do is send notifications based on this information. So we can see that Ali didn't turn up. There's a no-show there. We can send her a different notification depending on what status she had. So you might want to send a notification to the people who didn't show up that says, well, I'm sorry we didn't see you. Here's a link to make another appointment. And you might want to send a different type of notification to someone who did show up that says, how was your visit today? Let us know if you have any feedback, and here's a link to a survey, for example. So there's very valuable things you can do from this check-in page. The other functionality I'd like to show you is for a staff member. So we've seen in both retail and finance that staff members don't necessarily work in just one location. They don't just go to the Seaport Boston branch every day. They might actually have a multi-location schedule. So they might go into one location on a Monday and a different location on a Tuesday. So how do you set that up? How do you set that availability up so it's realistic for that customer making that booking? We have this schedule page that allows you to put that sort of information in manually. So I've set up some what we call schedule conditions. One of them is at the Seaport branch and another one is at the North End branch. And you can see that this person, Laura, works on Monday and Tuesday at the Seaport branch and on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday at the North End branch. And that information is then locked in the system and is the exact availability that the customer sees when they look at the customer journey. So they wouldn't be able to book with this person at Seaport on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, for example. So I've shown you the manual manipulation of schedules. But what you might be thinking now is that, well, we have this information. We already know in our workforce management tool when Laura is going to be working. We know that she's working at this location on Mondays and this other location on Tuesdays. Why would I want her to have to manually put that information into the system? So we have an integration with plenty of workforce management tools that allows you to do that automatically on a daily sync basis, on a weekly sync basis, depending on your needs. And that information doesn't have to only be schedules, it could be job codes. So we know that Laura can only do wedding consultations because she hasn't had the training to do something else yet. So you can send us job codes, you could send us new locations that have opened up, and that can just be a sync on a daily basis. The next thing I'd like to show you is the corporate level admin screens. So not only have our in-store experience easy to use, we've kept this principle across our corporate level interfaces also. So right now I'm going to log out of the Seaport branch and administer the parent locations. So at this point, I can see a list of all of the locations that I control. And I have complete control over these locations. So you saw when I went through the customer journey, the list of appointment types that are available at each of the locations. What if at some point you decide to create a new service type? Again, we've made this quick and easy for you to do. So, for example, in the banking use case, let's say you decide to start up a new appointment type, which is a school loan, and this is obviously an appointment type that's only going to be available through the kind of start of the school season. So, well, let me just start and make this now. So I'm going to choose a hour-minute service. I'm going to put school loan. I can add a description here. I can say whether it's disabled or not. So maybe I just want to create it for the time being and then enable it at a later date. I can say what duration I think that appointment type is going to have. And I can also say what listed duration. So that's this is how long you'll tell the customer the booking lasts. So maybe you want to block out more time for your staff members before the appointment or after the appointment so that they can prepare. So I'm going to put in the listed duration, well, in the duration I'll put 45 minutes, and then in the listed I'll put half an hour. You can put a reference here, you can add it to a group or a category so you can easily organize those services. You can also set a booking window. So I might want to make it so that people can only book this after a day from now. And I also might want to make it so that people can only book this. I don't want people to book more than 60 days ahead of now. And then I can also control when they're allowed to cancel, depending on your T's and C's. So I might say I don't want people to be able to cancel with less than 1 day's notice. So this, as we said before, is a school loan service. I'm going to make it so that it's disabled, make it so that it goes live at about the time that people are going to be thinking about setting up their school loans in the year. So let's say the beginning of August, just before September, and then disable after. Well, they'll already be at school by October, November. So let's say November, and I can save that, and that will add that service to my list of services, and that's in real time creating that on the customer-facing journey. So that gives you complete control and flexibility on what is shown to your customers without the need to contact us and put in a support request for that. The other way you can customize the front-end journey is those booking questions that we were asking. So when I asked, for example, what shoe size you were for the wedding consultation, you can ask different questions per service type. So for that school loan service that I just set up, I want to ask a question to the people coming in. So I'm going to go to this booking questions tab. I'm going to press create new. I'm going to say, what school are you going to? And this can be, this question type can be text field, area, radio button, drop down. It can be a date, for example. So if you wanted to put when are you starting, you might want that date field. You can say, is this a required piece of information? You can add some help text, and you can also put that conditional on another answer. So if you had an answer that this question was based off of, we often do where did you hear about us, and then if you press other, then another text field will pop up, for example. So this conditional question makes those forms very flexible and intuitive. So I press create here, and that adds the booking question to the customer journey. If I wanted to add it to a specific service, then I would add it to a booking question group here. So again, what I'm showing you is the flexibility and the control that you have over the system to enable you to have complete control. So the next thing I'd like to show you is the reporting functionality. So as I said earlier, all the data that we get is reportable on. Here I have a dashboard for a retail customer. And this dashboard is completely flexible in terms of what's shown. So you might have some metrics that are more interesting for your corporate level staff and other metrics that are less interesting. But just to show you a quick overview, we've got bookings by day, and you can see a very classic retail weekend heavy booking trend. We've got cancellation rates, how many people are cancelling. That looks quite high, 18%. Bookings by service, you can see which services are the most popular. You can see bookings by channel. Are they being made on the customer-facing side, or are they being made by the administrators? You can see your top locations for bookings and then your bottom locations. Another interesting report is the capacity. So to really enable you to be in control of your staff optimization throughout your locations, we total up the available hours and then put that over the blocked and the booked hours, and then we get a percentage busy that location is. So you've got your locations listed down the left-hand side, and you've got a percentage busy down the right-hand side here. And this really enables you to say, well, this store looks like it's 95% busy on most days. Well, and this store that's quite close by is less busy. So why don't I just move some staff members from that location to the other one, and then I have a really top-down view as to my staff optimization. On the flip side, we can also show you the lead times. So this report allows you to see on a Sunday AM at this particular location, I have to wait 12 days for a Sunday AM appointment. That's not great, because I know that Sunday AM is a really busy time and a really popular time. So what can I do to make it so that popular time is available sooner for people who are only available on that Sunday AM? Also, everything you see in these reports are completely exportable into CSV. We also can integrate with your BI tool. So if you want to see all of the data that we saw today in your BI tool and combine that with your existing data, your existing organization-wide data about your customers, we can send our data in, and you can manipulate it from your side.
I hope we've provided you a better understanding of what JRNI's Appointments Application can do for your business. If you want more information, check out our site at www.jrni.com and scroll over to Products/Appointments. Thanks.